So hey guys, welcome back again to my new video. So in this video we're going to solve this hardware challenge. Okay, so this particular hardware device was provided by Seaside Goa 2026. Okay, so this hardware device contains a hardware challenge, so we need to solve this. Okay, so as you can see there are some 8 LEDs over here, some register, one push button. Okay, and then at the back side we can see there is a battery connector over here, so we can connect these batteries to over here. And then we can see there are like two ICs. First one is this 801085 IC, and the other one is the expander of this. Okay, so and we are also given some the exposed pin over here, the VCC, RX, TX, and ground. So basically this particular hardware device holds a set of challenges, so we need to solve this. Okay, so they have given us this RX, TX, so we can get to know about this. So this is basically the UART communication protocol. So we have to convert this to the USB, and then we can try to read the data from that. Okay, so now for that I've got my this UART to USB converter. So you all can get this in the market at a very cheap price. So at the back side we can see like all the namings and all. So I've connected the VCC pin, so as we can see over here. So I've connected the VCC to the 3 volts. Okay, don't connect it to the 5 volts or else you're going to short down the whole board. Okay, and the other one is the ground, to ground of this, which is the second, the yellow wire. And then I've connected the RX and TX, the TX and RX. So the RX will going to go to the TX of the this particular pin, and TX will go to the RX of this. Okay, so in this way I've made this. Okay, so now what I'll do is that I'll just try to plug it to my PC, and then we'll move it onto the screen. Okay, so I'll just plug it to my laptop. Okay, so yeah, so coming back to the screen, we can see over here. I'll open one. So now how to communicate with the device, right? So I've already connected this particular device, which is the converter, to my computer. So if I just try to show you all this batch again, so what we can do is that sudo /dev/tty usb, and then we have to specify the baud rate. Okay, so in this case the baud rate was 1200, as I've asked the author of the particular batch. So he told me the baud rate is 1200, and if I hit enter, okay, we have to give the command screen, not this command, and then we should wait. Okay, so now what I'll do is that I'll just press a few enter just to know like whether it's working or not. So as you can see, we are at the stage 1, saying that we have to convert this to rod 13, right? So now the challenge has been started through the UART communication. So we can see all this output coming from the particular UART channel. Okay, so to solve this, we should first convert this to rod 13. So we have to decode this, right? So now instead of doing all these challenges like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and all, we can dump the whole contents of the particular hardware batch to a memory. Okay, and then we can do the analysis on this. Okay, so now what I'll do is that I'll try to dump that particular IC data onto the my PC, and then we can do the analysis part. Okay, so let's close this. Okay, so I'll just go to my view over here. So now as we can see, we are having this batch connected over here. So I'll just try to move this aside, and I'll show you one more device. Okay, this is my hardware device which I made a few days back. So I'll just try to plug this hardware device to my system. um, yeah, so it will glow up. So as you all can see, it is having the few features over here. Yeah, so I hope it is clearly visible now. So now as we can see, like there are some few features over here, like for Wi-Fi server, and there is also one feature for IC dump. Okay, so I'll just come a bit closer. Okay, so I'll just go to IC dump and then just click it on OK. Okay, then we need to dump the 80 tiny 85 IC. So this is basically the number of the particular IC. So what I did was that I got the extra IC from the CTF organizer. So as you all can see it over here. Okay, so this is the IC which I got from the organizer. So we need to dump this particular IC. So I've connected the pins over here. So I'll just try to click on OK, and then it is saying us to connect the particular pins to that, and we have already done this. Okay, so we'll just click it on OK again. So it is now currently dumping the whole flash, basically the whole memory content of the IC. So we can do the analysis part on this. So we'll wait until it dumps the whole content of the file. Yeah, so as you can see, the file has been dumped. Okay, so now how to get this file? So basically this device is currently created an access point on the Wi-Fi. So if we connect to the access point, and we can go to the web login portal, and from there we can dump the file. Okay, so this is one way in which we can dump the file of this particular IC. So there are like many other ways from which we can dump the data of the particular IC or any IC, depending upon the data sheets and how and what the protocols are being followed. So we can dump through that also. Okay, so if you all want, I can give you all the source code of this full project. So just comment down. So I'll just give you all this. So now we have the whole dump file. Okay, so now let's move back to screen over here. Okay, so over here I'm in my dump folder. So if I do ls, we can see the dump.bin. Okay, so if I do file, it will not work because it is not identifying it as a particular dump file, right? Or in, like, for example, if you are doing file on an image file, so it recognizes the magic header, and then it defines and it says like what type of file is it. So over here we can't see that because it is the whole raw dump, right? So if I do xxt on this, so it will going to print out everything in hex. So we can see the all the hex values and the addresses, right? But we can see also some few of those, some interesting things going on over here, like some, Seaside Goa, and then some stage, and then up, then gets cleared and wrong. Okay, so these are all strings which we just saw, right, in while just entering the values. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll just try to minimize this a bit, clear it out, and then we'll try to run the strings command on this. Okay, strings, and then we can give the dump.bin. Okay, so now before doing that, let me connect my hardware device to my computer. Okay, so yeah, I've just connected that. Let me close the previous one. Yeah, so TTY USB 0 and baud rate is 1120. So I'll hit enter. So if I hit enter 2 to 3 times, just a second, there are some loose bit of connections over here. Yeah, so now we are on a stage 2 over here. So now to get the answers of all the particular stages, we can run strings on the particular dump which I've created. So at enter, we can see all the dump, right, from the stage 1 and the banner and all. Okay, from all of this. So first one is Seaside Goa. Okay, and the second one is the Cipher Society, which is the creator of this particular badge. Okay, so if I just copy this and then if I do echo, it's my bad. If I do this and then if I pipe it to BA64 base 64, and if I do D, right, yeah, so we can see we are getting this particular flag which is Cipher 1 Society, and then we need to type it each by each. Okay, so we cannot directly copy and paste the thing over here. Okay, so I have to type this, so it is basically C1 P H H 3 C1 P H 3. So the keyboard is bit laggy because it is running on 3 volts. 3, then we are going to give R underscore, not underscore, yeah, great. Okay, from the stage 1 we can solve it again. So from the stage 1 we can see before society there is called as Seaside Goa. Okay, we can just try out this out. SEASIDES underscore GOA. So you can see we have solved the stage 1. Similarly, we can solve the stage 2 by looking at the corresponding values. So first one was Seaside Goa, then it will be Cipher Society, right? So if I say C1 P H 3 R hyphen F S O C I T E Y. So if I hit enter on this, so you can see it's wrong. I guess I've typed some few words up and down. Let me try this again, or we can just try to copy this, and we have already seen this, it is as a Cipher Society, right? So maybe I've mistyped some of the values. C1 P H 3 R hyphen F S O C I T E Y. It's a very laggy thing because it is running on a very low voltage, right? So now we have completed this level also. So now we can see the third level is something stage 3, and it is trying to do some FR3 society, it seems. So we can see it is basically a hack. So we can just copy this and go to the cyber chef, and then we can just decode it, right? So instead of doing that, we can see it over here. So it is the shift register, right? So it will be as H I F T underscore R E G I S T E R. Okay, so let's try to hit enter. Okay, I don't know what is happening. Maybe it is just a glitch over here. Yeah, it is just a glitch over here. So in this way you need to clear all the levels, right? So basically there are 8 levels on the board. So as soon as you clear each and every level, there will be a different animation going on the particular batch, right? So now currently it is running on this, so it is having a bit of glitchiness over here, so don't care about this. But this is the actual way to solve this. If you want, then y'all can go with this manual approach. Okay, so I think it's going a bit, so I'll just disconnect it. Okay, so this is the one way in which we can go. The other way is that we can dump the whole, the particular dump file. Okay, so I'm having this the whole dump file, so y'all can just dump this the whole file. Okay, it's around 8 kilobytes, so we can dump this whole content, and then we can do the analysis. Okay, so this was the very most easiest challenge, so that's why we got all the answers through the string command. Okay, so now if you want, and if you want to know more about that, like how exactly we can dump the data of a particular IC, and then we can do the analysis part. Okay, so you all can just comment down and just say like give us the code, and then I'll just drop down the code link. Maybe I'll host it on a GitHub as a project, so you all can just go and copy out it, right? So this is the actual way how we can solve this hardware CTF challenge, Seaside Goa 2026. So yeah, that's much for today, guys. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.